Hello and welcome to the SatonmyButt channel. I've got the all-new Z5 body-worn camera for review. Yes, the all-new Z5 body-worn camera from Guardian G1 is here, and I've got my hands on it and I've been having a play for a while. Got to say, I am impressed by their latest camera. Being a tech review, it's obviously going to go very in-depth with specs and settings, etc. But I'm going to change this one around. Just there'll be chapters in the description so you can skip to what you want. I'm going to do the specs and everything after I've told you what I think of the camera. That way, if that's all you're here for, here it is. And here it is, the Z5 body-worn camera that has wooed me away, drawn me away for those older of you, younger people that don't know what wooing means, from the D5 Mini, which I have favoured and used all the time when I go out, but this has taken its place. And there's a few reasons, and I will tell you why. That is the announcement sound of it coming on. You can turn that on and off. Green light, it's on standby. So, a quick look, 160 degree lens, you've got a white LED. If I can turn that on for you, there you go. It's got 6 infrared LEDs, light sensors, 2-inch screen, but on this side here are some of the reasons that I love this camera so much. The first is, yes, you can change batteries on it. Indeed, the dock comes with a port for the camera to charge and a port for the battery. There is the battery, and it's got a little tab on, and very easy to change them over. I am going to say this, when I first got it, that door was very stiff and difficult to open, so just get in, open it up, and open and close it a few times, and it will ease up. Now, recording started, I didn't want that. The other one here is the big red button on the side, and that is, if I start the recording again, and I press it, you'll hear Video Mark.
Recording stop.
Now, you can choose split times for your video of how long you want it to record each segment before it goes on to the next of 1, 3, 5, 10, 15 and 30 and 45 minutes. I choose 10 minutes, so by pressing that, I've marked that section. So if you're on a shift for whatever job you do, or if you're using this for personal use when out and about, when you come home and you look at all the files, you will see the ones that you have marked. And so it's easier to find those files. Great feature. So 2 things on there which are very, very handy and just give this the edge on the market. The other ones being, now if I press and hold the audio button, it takes audio files, it will capture, it will take a photo like that, and it will even do that whilst you're recording. But if I press and hold the audio, it's got an SOS feature. Whether or not it's a gimmick, I don't know, but, you know, these cameras can work as a deterrent. Having one of these cameras can make people think twice about doing something stupid. Of course, for some people, thinking twice is a bit of an effort, and so they will still do something stupid. So maybe by hitting that, it may act as a different deterrent if there's a problem. You can also turn on here a G sensor, and you can put the settings on sort of low, high, medium, etc. So if your camera's on you and you get attacked, that bang, that impact, it will detect it and it will start recording if you are not doing that already. I think that's a great feature on these cameras. The other feature is that when I'm in video, recording start, I press and hold camera button. This is the exact reason. When you get these cameras, personally, or if you're giving them out to staff, the first thing I urge you to do is to, yourself or the people, have some time familiarising yourself with these cameras, because even if you've used them before, a new model comes out, and they've swapped all the buttons round. And it doesn't take a lot, especially when I'm having an rough day and I've taken too much morphine and I forget what buttons where. So we are recording. You press and hold the video button, and on the back, up will pop a little padlock key. You won't see that if it's on you, obviously. And you have locked the keys. Now, I think that is really good, because the audio, if you press and accidentally touch that, whilst you're recording video, you're going to mute the video. And it's easily done, and there is no indication that you've done that. What I would like to see on these is when you hit mute, it tells you mute, the voice activation there, or via the motor inside the vibration. You need some sort of indication that this has happened. That's my opinion. But the key lock, nonetheless, will take care of that. It is just a cracking camera. It's compact, you know, when you compare it to something like the Guardian G1, it is a very compact camera. It weighs in at, what's it weighing at? 175 grams. It's 80 by 30.7 by 56 millimeters. A cracking camera. Not only that, but in the box, the owner, Dave Guardian of Guardian G1, has ditched the shoulder harness, which I think is a good idea because I'm not keen on it. You get the chest harness still, but what you get yourself is one of his magnetic mounts. One half goes under clothing, the other half on top. Check my review out for that. Go back a few videos, it's there. Put on the crocodile clip in and your camera attaches to it. That's $39.99 to buy from Guardian G1 alone, and that is a great addition. And I know some people may be going, what about a click fast dock? This is so secure. It is literally, I mean, when I'm trying to pull that apart, look, it is tough as those magnets are so strong, and it's not going to damage any clothing, and it can be removed and put on a different coat or a hoodie, a fleece, or inside the pocket of a stab vest. The addition of that is a very great marketing idea from Guardian G1. So there it is, the Z5 body-worn camera. What do I think? Absolutely cracking. You know, you're talking 1512p for the video. You're talking 40 megapixels for the camera. And the night vision on it is very good. I'll put a video here. In fact, I'll go down there and I'll put the video here. I couldn't take it out. For those of you who don't know, I'm a wheelchair user, so it's been snowing heavily. I couldn't take it out, so I asked my daughter's fiance to take it out when he went for a walk. I've turned off the infrareds, and that is because if you're in the suburbs, in a town, a lit area, etc., the night vision is perfectly capable on its own. If you turn on the auto infrareds, you can do it still by pressing and holding the button on the side, and the infrareds will turn on if you need them. But when it's on auto, as you go under a street light, they go off, and then you go out and it comes on a shot front, and it kind of ruins the end result video. And the video itself is perfectly good without needing those infrareds, unless it is really seriously dark. An amazing camera, changeable batteries, video mark, key lock, some great features on there. A lovely, lovely camera, and it will be my camera of choice from now. And that's not only when wearing it when out and about. I use them as wildlife cameras in the garden, these things, because they've got a motion detection on them. I use them for distance shots when I'm reviewing gardening products or my beekeeping videos, because the quality is just so very, very good. And you know, use one of these crocodile clips and you can strap them to a tree or strap them to whatever for a distance shot. The magnet will even sit onto a vehicle if you need that for a distance shot. I just love these cameras, and this one here is going to be the one that I keep. This is the one that's going to go. And by the way, I've got here a box that you can get. I'll put a link in. Very cheap. There's only a few. They're $16.99. You pull the phones out as you need them. You can see the Z5 and the D5 there. I shall be keeping hold of it without any doubt. So now let's get a little bit more technical and talk a little bit in depth. So in the box you get yourself the Z5 body camera, you get a charging dock, 2 batteries, a USB lead, you get yourself a 3-pin plug, you get the chest harness that I spoke about and the magnetic mount, and you obviously get yourself the old instruction manual. Now I know us men aren't good at reading instruction manuals, we like to go through and think we can make it up as we go along. Give it a read, you'll be glad you did, and as I say, familiarise yourself with that camera. So let's have a look at the specs of the Z5. As I say, it's 80mm by 30 by 56 and weighs in at 175 grams. You get 2 batteries with it, which will give you 20 hours of use combined and 4 hours to charge those. But obviously that is on when you go down to 480p. And I don't think anyone's going to be wanting to do that. But you're getting 13.5 hours at 1512 on H.264 coding format. 160 degree lens, films at 30 frames per second, and as I say, you can then choose between H.264 and H.265. It's got a 64GB internal card that you can't remove, it's built in. Taking it to 265, and you may have to install the codecs on the laptop, but it's worth it because that almost doubles the capacity of that storage. It compresses these files even tighter. Not only does it compress it tighter, but you get a better quality from the video. So H.265 is the way to go all the way. 40 megapixel camera will take photos day and night whilst recording. Now, obviously 40 megapixels, that's not the same as 40 megapixels in the DSLR. It does work differently, so just be aware of that. Night vision is really good, as I said, and then you can turn on the 6 infrared lights via auto or manually via the settings. White LED light, which I think I showed you by pressing the OK key in the middle. That'll be on your back, it's quite easy. Hand up on the middle button and on comes that white LED light. It's got GPS mode, and what that will do is it will put your longitude and latitude imprinted upon the screen. Key lock, press and hold the record button, and obviously the SOS mode that I showed you. It has password protection, that is 6 digits, alphanumerical, and this makes it GDPR compliant. You give this to your member of staff, they're wearing it, they can look at the videos back that they've recorded, but what they can't do is they can't delete those files at all, not until you plug it into a laptop or a computer, and then you need the password obviously to get into those. So it's very secure. Like if you're sending staff out with this, they cannot tamper with it at all in any way like that. And it's also got, and it comes down here, it's there somewhere written, it has got ID settings. So you can have 6 characters for the person and then 5 characters for the device. So you can give the device a name or a serial number, that's alphanumeric, and you can put the staff's name or employee number on there, and that is also imprinted on the video. So when you're watching these back, you know this camera is this camera and it's being used by this person. A great camera with some lovely features, absolutely incredible. I really do love this camera, and as I say, this is going to be my camera of choice. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a look at the settings. I'm going to run you through what the settings are on the back, and that is in by pressing menu, and then the OK button in the middle, and then backwards and forwards there. And those settings are resolution. Now you can choose your resolutions down from 1512, 1440, 1296, 1080, 720 or 480. Can't see you going as low as 480, but you've got the options there. The next setting is the format for the coding, 0.264 or 265. Quality, normal, fine, superfine. Pre-record and post-record come next. Pre first and then post. If you turn that on, it's constantly monitoring, it's recording, it's wiping over, so that when you press record, you'll have chosen how much it's recording before. So if I press record now, if I've got that on, won't do it, I'm in menu, silly sod, it will have already been recording that bit before or after, and it will attach that to that video file. That's a great idea, because if you've got it on and you're not recording, and then something happens,
Recording start.
and you press it, it's captured that already before, or using that G-sensor, if you're attacked, it's going to record the footage previously
Recording
to
stop.
that. Anyway, de-warp, that's got 160 degree lens, de-warp will take some of that warp out of that. Auto record, so that when you switch on the camera, does it auto record? Yes or no. Loop recording of split time, yes or no. So does it loop around once that memory is full, it'll start recording over again, or does it just fill up the memory and stop? There's a lot in there. Split times 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 30 and 45 minutes. Photo resolution 5, 12, 20, 25, 30 and 40 megapixels. Then you've got a burst when you press it, just like on a normal camera. So when you take it, will it do 1 photo on off, or a burst of 2, 3, 5, 7, 10 or 20 photos? Self timer, which is good, so you can set it somewhere just like you would a normal camera, and it would take a photo there of seconds, 5, 10, 20, 30 and a minute. Slideshow off on for obviously playback. Infrared, manual or auto, and you press and hold the camera button to turn that to auto. Turn them on if it's in manual, beg your pardon. Motion detection on off. As I say, I've used these as a wildlife camera and it works very well. I set this up in front of the bird bath in the garden, captured some great footage. Record warning, and that is
Recording start.
literally that. You can
Recording
turn that
stop.
on and off. Global positioning on and off, the G sensor and the sensitivity, your time zone, your language, screensaver, LCD brightness, turn the LED on or off. With, if you're in stealth mode, you don't want anyone to know, you want it just to be a bit more discreet, turn that LED off with the recording off. No one's going to know unless they look closer. Ketone on and off, and I always turn them off as you're going through the menu. That beep, 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 annoys me. Motor on off, that's the vibration. Volume, time and date, ID setting, that's the person and the device setting there. Password on or off, change password, go back to default setting. Finally, the firmware version, that takes you through the whole menu. I know, right? God, blimey. I think I need a drink after that. All of this is going to cost you £229 with free 1-day Prime delivery from Amazon, and I will put a link in YouTube for you there. Or you can head over to guardiang1.co.uk. And in the words of Austin Powers, and I'm spent. The all-new Z5 body-worn camera from Guardian G1 is my camera of choice. And if you're looking for a camera and you're going to say to me, which one do you like? Get yourself a Z5. Now, if you've got any problems when you buy one, here's another reason to buy from Guardian G1. Dave is very, very good. Don't just instantly moan or instantly try and return it. Message Guardian G1. Dave's very quick to respond and he will spend as much time as you need trying to figure this out. Speak to him first, because often it's just us not understanding something on the camera, and believe me, as I say, familiarise yourself. It's a bit awkward. And that is that. Go and check him out, guardiang1.co.uk. I'm done. I am literally done. I'm zapped. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the old channel. Hopefully I'll be getting more body-worn cameras. I've reviewed another brand, but they've yet to respond. I don't think they're very confident, to be honest. And I will see you next time. Take care.